FOG Andrew here, and the coach here, and Ryan here from Family Gamers. Welcome, War Gamers, to an exciting, awesome episode. Well, first off, we're in the outdoor bunker.
Hear the birds?
We're chilling. We got Maya in the corner sleeping. She's chilling out with us. But we have some stuff.
Some news.
Some news and stuff like that. I just want to say that this stuff is coming out today when you're watching this video, which would be what, Tuesday, like 23rd or something. I'm gonna double check that. The 23rd is when this is coming out. This is being pre-recorded, so we might get some stuff wrong. We're speculating. We don't know 100% some of this stuff, so just, you know, bear with us here. But we have some stuff if you want to so go ahead and give all the lore.
So a guy reached out to me, and what Mantic is doing, they're going to have a campaign on My Mini Factory. Okay, and
what's My Mini Factory?
It's so My Mini Factory. If you're a 3D printer, you know what My Mini Factory is. It's basically a place that you go to, and you get STLs for games. So, like, let's just say, for argument's sake, we were playing Bushido, and my guys needed bears, and they didn't have the bears. So what I did was, I went on My Mini Factory, looked around, and I found files for bears, and I found armored bears, and which is good for that that strike team, that clan. And I printed them up, boom, 1, 2, 3. I paid a few bucks, and I got it. So Mantic's going to do the same thing. It's going to be similar to the Vault, but there's some other things going. So we have some information. We don't have all the information, but we were going to go over the strike teams and what's in it and what's it about. So you want to go over strike teams, or should I give some of the?
Well, give all the information first, because what. You know,
so
what's the deal with the strike teams and everything?
Yeah, my thing is I'm the Vault. I've been with the Vault since day one, and
the Vault's the Mantic's subscription,
right,
for STLs, so 3D printing files,
right. So you usually do the companion and the Vault. The companion's for building lists. The Vault is for the STL files for printing. So in the My Mini Factory, the Vault subscribers need to back for terrain. So they're gonna have terrain in it. We're going to get an email saying that you can claim a gift, but you won't have to back for things that they get via the Vault already planned for future releases. And another thing, we're going to go over this. This is the information we have right now, but there's some minor tweaks that are going to go on it. All right. I guess we'll talk about STLs, and then we can talk about rules later.
Okay.
So what's been going on is in the Vault the last 4 months is we got a strike team, and we got rules to play them. So you basically print them.
Yeah, for
and
Deadzone.
Playing for Deadzone. Well, yeah, of course, for Deadzone, yes. So now we're gonna go over what's
and just for reference, they're all 200 point, strike teams. You can't change or do anything.
You can't add anything to them.
You can't add or take away anything. They're just basically pre-made lists that that Mantic was coming out with. So I guess we can just go over the ones that they already came out with, which is in
the Vault.
They're in. So these guys, yes, these are in the Vault, but these will be coming over into
My Mini Factory.
My Mini Factory as STLs.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is the Arias Contract Strike Team. So you're getting Kira Nikolovsky, the Devil Salvaggio, Erica Dolinsky, Elise, Kirby, Ogun with his 2 sentry guns, and Wrath. So pretty good.
Ogun comes with the 2 shield generators.
Yes, the 2 shields.
Shield grenade things.
So you have some there's a whole kind of like saga that we have for the Arias slash.
They're infamous.
Yeah, the infamous Arias contract.
So if this is your first time here, what I do is every month I do a Vault breakdown, and then I do a breakdown of the team that's been coming out. So they've been like a few months ago we had the Arias contract. We broke down the team, and then what we do is we play a game of the whatever the strike team is versus a regular strike. So let's say the Arias contract versus the Maison Labs, and so we have about 3 or 4 videos for each of these strike teams. So I would suggest if you're here after you watch this, if you can, link that in the show notes, and we'll
show notes.
Check it out.
Okay.
In the
description. we're not on iTunes.
Okay. Well, okay. So that's cool. You know, if you don't have it yet, this is good. Also, a few of these guys are living legends like Ogun and Kira.
Well, they're all either living legends or they just were taken out of Deadzone and then just
right.
brought
But
back.
I'm saying is with the new edition, like Ogun and Kira made it to the new edition,
Right.
where you could take them
Right.
in a
No,
regular
well,
strike team.
right. They're all living legends except the ones that weren't. You know, that were just kind of
That makes sense.
got erased. You know.
Right. Okay.
The other one the next one that came out was the Tercia Revolutionaries, which you get Chrome, Orion, Sergeant Ugric, a Medbot, T4P1T, Tarpit, Hector Sanchez, Lydia, Lyra, and RO8LOK, which is like we were calling Roadblock. So those were now you have living legend. Well, not I mean, you know, they're just previous edition guys, Starstar guys, plus also Dreadball guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a mix of Dreadball and Star Saga, really.
Yeah.
Where a lot because Star Saga was more of a dungeon crawler, so you needed more characters.
Right.
So you're getting the files from there. So a lot of people, I don't know if they backed Star Saga pre-COVID, like way pre-COVID. So now we're back in. They're back, I guess. You know,
Right.
So next.
And then the Hand of the Seven, we have Corporal Artemisia, Recon, a Recon drone, Sergeant Rhiannon, Corporal Fabian, Fathion, whatever his name is, Sergeant Howlett, ESOC tokens, Monarch, and then Corporal Valet is in there. So
Valet is a sniper.
yes. So again, you know, these guys are coming to the My Mini Factory thing.
Right. And they were already in the vault.
Yes.
We did the breakdown, whatever, and actually we're going to be filming our game today.
Yeah, one of them, don't spoil it.
Well, I'm just saying we're going to be coming out with that. So.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Mhm.
Then we have the Nuts and Bolts strike team, which I was personally excited for, which is basically all goblins and Hulk and Maw Beasts and stuff. So you're getting Atix, Fina, Clunk, Zin, Crazy Gobby, Nyx, Gritter, Fetch, Nuts, an Ugg Hulk, and Bolts himself. So
what do you think about this? This is right in your wheelhouse.
well, we did a whole video about it, so you can check out the breakdown where I did talk about my opinion. But long story short, I like the models and everything, but stats wise, we have yet to play them, so we will have to see what the deal is with that. So those are the guys that were already in the vault and that are coming into My Mini Factory. So if you didn't have the vault, or you don't have the vault, you can go and now get them in My Mini Factory for their campaign kind of thing.
So, and I'm not sure about the vault because I've been a member since the get-go, but I don't know, like, let's just say when you come into the vault, let's say you wanted the Hand of the Seven, and they were in last month, and you joined this month, and this month would be, let's say, goblins. I don't think you can go back and get them. I think My Mini Factory, you can kind of go back and purchase stuff like that. So it's like maybe a pre-made thing where you can purchase it, or it might be in the welcome pack.
Right. Which we'll talk about later.
Yes.
But all right, so then they have 4 other strike teams that they basically are showing that they're going to be coming in My Mini Factory, or I guess also
I think they're going to be coming in the vault too.
In the vault in the next coming months.
See, right now we have some information, but we don't have all of it, so we'll wait till that comes out.
Right.
And
we'll probably do a follow-up video
with
with all the full information. But now this is a nameless one. This is right up your wheelhouse, so definitely want to know what your opinion is. But we have the Terror, 1 Needle Drone, 2 ULUG assassins, not sure what that means, but they're just regular assassin models. 1 rifleman, 2 gunslingers, 1 inker, a Goliath, and Oberon. So
all this is and the Keratin. All this is in the vault except for Oberon.
Yeah.
But all this is already in the vault. But the thing is that the Goliath you wouldn't be able to get if you weren't. It was like every 3 months they would give you a loyalty reward.
Right.
So now the Goliath was a loyalty reward. So now, I guess, in my mini factory, you buy the strike team and you get all the STLs and you can print it up. And the fact that there's one inker, I don't know what the list is yet, but I'm looking at the points. You might have to make a few more inkers. So maybe there's one file, but like I'm looking at.
Well, I would assume it's one inker in the list because it shows the 2 gunslingers, it shows the 2 assassins. I would assume it's just one inker and one needle drone. So, as our kind of resident nameless player here currently, what is your opinion about this list? What are you thinking here?
Well, just like to start off, it's not like a tradition. Obviously, this is like a specialized strike team, but like when I'm going into building a nameless list, I have my favorites. I don't see as much of that here, but there's a lot of variety. And I guess like I don't know what the difference would be from a regular assassin to the Ug assassin. Like would you expect a stat change with that as with the rifleman? Like. Like, I'm not really sure how that's going to work, you know?
Well, but the whole point is that they're coming out with a 200-point list. And these guys, because they're the old UG, they can make them characters and they can change their stats and give them some buffs. You know what I mean? As opposed to, like, a regular gunslinger.
Yeah. Because I usually don't take assassins or gunslingers. Yeah. Actually, they're not that great.
I take gunslingers. I don't take assassins because they just never pan out.
Yeah, I've never had success taking
never
assassins.
do. But maybe what we've been lacking in the regular game, they're going to put into these guys.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
We were talking actually, like probably just off camera, but just about the assassins needing a buff.
They need something.
Yeah, they need something. So it's you know what? I'm interested to see how that works. There's a lot going on around the Goliath, which leads me to believe like this could be like the Goliath is an absolute tank. So I think just the fact that there's a lot of variety going on around it is why I lean towards this is going to be a good, strong list.
And also, too, this is not the finalized list, and it's not the finalized names and stuff, so this might change. But this is the advance notice we're getting. There might be some name changes and additions or subtractions, but this is it. But basically, like I said, other than Oberon and the Goliath, this is in the vault.
Right.
Goliath is, like I said, the loyalty reward.
Then we'll move on to the next one. This one I'm very excited about. This is the Vector P Strike Team, which comes with Dr. Lucas Coiner, a Hellhound, a Murder Bird, a TAC Drone, Commander Graves, 2 Guards, 1 Plague Swarm, Subject 901, 2 Plague Victims, and an Aberration. This seems right up my alley as the resident Maison player.
Well, Murder Birds and Hellhounds are not in a traditional Maison.
Well, Murder Birds, Hellhounds, Plague Swarms are not in... You can't take them in a Maison list. They can only be taken with Plague. You're not only that, but the Scourge of Agalus, you have the Terror and Oberon as... You have 2 leaders, right?
Well, Oberon's... I don't know if he's a leader. He's a living legend.
Okay, so you have a living legend and a leader like normal. But this, you have 2 leaders. You have Coiner, you have Graves, and then Subject 901, who is a living legend.
Right.
So now they're doing 2 leaders.
I have it on good authority, though, that I was told that specifically that you would like this list because imagine if, like, Coiner and 901 went crazy.
Okay.
And that was all. I said, give me more information. He's like, well, that's all you get.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, we'll wait for it.
All right. But this seems like a solid.
I like this list. I like
list.
the TAC drones. I always like the TAC drones. Now, like I said, all this is in the vault. I don't think Coiner's in the vault, though. I don't know Coiner and Graves. So there's a bunch of new stuff here that that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, so you're not only getting new stuff in the vault, you're also getting the list. You're getting new stuff in the vault. Yeah, there's some previous stuff, but it makes sense, for getting the strike team and everything.
Yeah, it feels like the Maison really, like the experiments expanded. And, they're really running a plague force here.
But I really love Hellhound, Murder Bird, and a Plague Swarm in there. Like I think that's where it's at.
They ruined the Murder Bird.
All right. Relax.
A video for another.
But they did. So I want to just check. The Murder Birds are in the vault.
Yes, the Murder Birds are in the vault.
Yeah.
Already. But I guess Yeah, I mean, again, these are like preliminary images, so like they could be new models too. Like we don't, I doubt it, but we really, you know.
I mean, it's easy to make stats than new models, but I think also too, this is just giving you that variation of putting some new stuff, some
right,
really bringing some more Plague into the Maison.
Now, how do you feel, or how do you both feel about how because normally you could only take one leader, and then you could also take a living legend. How does it feel now? Now this list is kind of changing the meta of Deadzone, because now you're not only taking a leader and a living legend, there are 2 leaders now, and now you're taking stuff from Plague and putting them in this strike team. Again, it's basically a Maison strike team, but now it's like, you know, you're having things from other factions and putting them together.
It's a Maison Plague list.
Because
a hybrid list.
Right. But again, because when you think about it, like Arias, Tercia, Nuts and Bolts, or really Arias, Tercia, and Hand of the Seven, those are all basically named characters that were either brand new or returning characters from previously, so it made sense for them to be together. I feel like this is like now we're cramming 2 factions together almost.
That makes sense.
No, I know it does make sense.
It works. It works for this. I think it's pretty good. But one of my problems with Deadzone is when you start to kind of blur the lines and like, well, the Maison is basically like Plague and GCPS together with a little sci-fi in it. I think that the Maison should go a different way and just be completely different. So maybe they have aberrations, they have this, they have that, but they should also have other things. Taking from other factions. Maybe I'd like to see some new stuff. Now, I mean,
they can.
But wait,
I
understand with this, we're taking some stuff that we have files for and we're going to put it in.
Right.
And for this, it actually works.
It's a good team.
I think it works good because it makes sense, because the Maison is essentially like, the GCPS is hired by a corporation, so the Maison Corporation has their own private army, which Graves runs. Coiner is in charge of all the crazy experiments, and they're experimenting on the Plague. So it works. It works for this faction.
Right.
I just hate when they blur the lines too much of the other factions.
But does that open the door to them doing a strike team that's like half Forge Fathers and half Enforcers, or half Revs and half Astarians, or half Night Stalkers and half Plague? You know what I mean? Like, are they opening the door to that now?
I don't know.
You know, I know it's, you know, I might be looking a little too deep into it.
I mean, technically,
but
you could make a Plague version for any faction. You know, you could make Plague veer-myn. You know what I mean? Just like the rats are plagueified; they have the plague. So
yeah, but that's just models.
But you can't do a Marauder Plague faction because the Marauders are immune to Plague.
Although
they are carriers, they are immune to the Plague.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know that and you just learned that, it's true. And if they change it later on, I'm going to stick with it. That's the hill I'm dying.
I don't play Marauders.
Doesn't matter. You should know your Deadzone.
All right. Anyway, next up, so we have the Vault Chaser strike team, which comes with the Overcharger, which was that was an Overdrive, I assume. No, that one was not an Overdrive.
So these are all the Vault Chasers that were. This is a 2nd edition where we made a sub faction of the veer-myn. Okay. So they're like kind of electric, they're charged. So they were the first ones, like, augmented, but they have charged, and it would increase their movement and stuff like that. So So the Overcharger. So as you go through it, I'll let you know who's who.
So then we have Thorn, Trapper, the Crone's Sister, Shocker, 2 Volt Stalkers, 2 Volt Runners, Fuser, and then the Crone Mother. So, I'm not a veer-myn player. Hey, Andrew from the future here. So I just want to point out that in the description we will have the link to the My Mini Factory page. So if you want to take a look at everything on there. But that link is also a referral link that'll help support the channel here, which we would appreciate it if you do click that link. Also, it costs you nothing to click the link. It just brings you to the page, and then it helps support the channel. And yeah, so guys, check out that link for all the Deadzone goodness coming out. But I mean, this looks kind of cool.
So yeah, so all this stuff is pretty much was in the vault. The Crone's Sister is a overdrive model, and the Chrome Mother, which I love, is one of my favorite models, is in this. So now the Chrome Mother is not in Deadzone, but I guess they're bringing it back with the STL here. I just really hope that they go back to what these guys originally were. So these are the files you'll be getting in this, the Volt Chaser team. This is also another one that's this is preliminary with the early stuff. We don't know. There's going to be some changes to it.
Yeah.
We don't know the changes, so
yeah,
you'll have to find out when you go to the My Mini Factory.
Now, what do you think about the Volt Chaser?
Yeah, it's cool. I've played veer-myn a few times. Yeah, the Crone Sister is, I mean, all the Crone models are actually, the models are the first one that jumps out to me. It's really cool. I'm assuming they're going to play really well. They look like beefed up veer-myn, basically.
I think these are the more intelligent veer-myn.
Right.
And they have, like, they all have charged. So that's the one where you'll get a extra movement, but you have to take a test to see, and if you take a wound, you can actually kill yourself. And armor and tough and all that stuff don't matter.
Right.
So yeah, but I love the Volt Chasers. We have a few battle reports. I think we actually have 2 where I just did all Volt Chasers, and I like them. I don't know why they were taken out of the 3rd edition. It makes no sense to me. They were great as is, so for whatever reason they were taken out.
Well, I mean, we all know that everything that was good in 2nd edition, basically, they took out for 3rd. So
yes and no. Yes and no.
I'd say most things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that being said, the last final strike team we have is Blaine's Entourage, which this is another, I guess, thing of, you know, stuff kind of coming together. We have the Ogre Merc, we have the Hund, we have the Survivor, we have the Cyborg, we have Erik, we have Lishma, we have Kazai Uru, and of course we got Blaine in there. So yeah, there's some birds fighting. We got Blaine in there, obviously, for Blaine's Entourage. Makes sense. So again, this is another sense of, you have an Ogre from GCPS, you have a Hund from Rebs, and then you have a Cyborg from Maison. So now you're combining, you have 3 basically factions surrounded with, you know, some other stuff.
Cyborg, I think, was actually Dreadball that went to Maison, that went to
either way, it's still 3 factions coming together.
And then you have the Star Saga, which they were living legends, you know.
Or Mercs or whatever.
The Hund, like you said, is in the Rebs.
Right. But now the
Hund was a character originally.
Right. But then bringing back the Survivor. Now we have Blaine back also.
Right.
So now, you know.
Yeah, Blaine was missing in 3rd edition for whatever reason. But
right.
I guess, you know, he would. It makes sense that he wouldn't be in a faction because he is like the crime lord, and he's
right.
You know, he's the leader of his own thing.
Of his entourage.
Yes.
Now I would listen. I think that, you know, I think Mantic doesn't really care too much about their lore anymore, as much as they did. But, you know, it's kind of like, well, why is Blaine back? Oh, we're just bringing him back. You know, it's like, okay, it's cool, but, you know, why? You know, like, why? You know, why is he back? But
well, because they're making a elite strike team, and maybe they have the STL, so let's write rules around them.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh, Blaine has the STL. It's like, to me, you know.
Yeah,
like,
Blaine released his own STL.
yeah. But yeah, so again, Vault, My Mini Factory, these will be coming out in both. So, I mean,
well, hopefully in the Vault also.
Well, yeah. So now that's basically all of the strike teams. So,
and then, like I said before, you know, that you'll get a free gift, and the Volt subscriber would need to back for terrain. So, you know, if you want some of the, I guess the Deadzone terrain would be in there, but I don't know. We've been using Corvus Games terrain, so I've been using that a lot. But yeah, you know, I don't know. You know, for us, we don't need more terrain. We have
A lot of
12 boxes of terrain downstairs that we can go to any planet, any climate, any atmosphere. So
plus more boxes that you just kind of
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah,
you know.
I just, you know, it's. You always said it's like that episode of SpongeBob with the diapers and just ripping his little diapers.
We do a bad rip. They force us to play like a cherry blossom field.
Yeah,
They're in a feudal Japanese town.
We do that too.
All right, so now I know that we kind of talked about this off camera, but we'll talk about it here also. Whole thing with My Mini Factory. I know you were, like we have some of the information. We don't have 100% about what's going on with that, but if you want to kind of.
Oh, I'm just hoping that, if you're doing My Mini Factory, which I'm sorry, if we did the Vault, which was sold to us as this is exclusive, you're going to get the Mantic STLs, and also these are like, let's say, they're licensed or they're tournament approved. So let's say I make a nameless, for argument's sake, I'll make a nameless thing. I never bought the nameless, but I have the companion, I have the rule books, I have the force lists. I print all the nameless up and I put them in a tournament, and somebody says, oh no, you can't play those. Wait, I got them from the Vault. They are street legal. I could play them. So I think that's an important thing. Now let's just say I want to do an enforcer thing, but I want some new models, right? I want to do phase claws and this and that and this and that. So I got them in the Vault. I print them up. I do them. Now let's say I want to do enforcers, but I want to do more heavy weapons. Well, if you want to do heavy weapons, they're in My Mini Factory, not in the Vault. That I'm going to have a problem with.
Yeah.
Because, being loyal to the Vault, and now it's like, okay, well, you can do the Vault, but if you come over here, there's more stuff in here. So I hope that's not what's going to happen. I don't know. Like I said, we're speculating. I think the Vault was great. I think it's a good value. I like what it was. It also looks like, I know, Ryan, if you know this, through Facebook, whatever, someone made a comment that so all of the Armada ships are out. So like whatever you could buy in the store have been completely covered in the Vault. And somebody goes, well, I guess that's the end of Armada because all the physical boxes were in the Vault. And someone said, well, maybe not, or whatever. They kind of alluded to like, maybe that's not true. Maybe stuff will come out in the Vault and we'll get digital stuff. Because one of the things I got in the Vault was Kings of War, Deadzone, and Armada books, digital PDFs, which I thought was fantastic. So we got all the ships and we have all the books.
They had cards.
Yes,
right?
that's part of the card.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is though, what got me was I was like, oh man, we just bought the Armada book. And then it came out as a PDF, which is fine. I like the physical book. But like when you're sitting on the can and you want to look through a rule book and you have a PDF of it, it's very convenient.
Yeah, we got their Everything Must Go
yes.
book.
It wasn't that. It was a space sale, not a fire sale.
Space sale.
Yeah, because I got a real dirty look, and I'm like, this is a fire sale. I said, no, this is a space sale. I said, well, BS. I think the barn is on fire and we got to sell everything. But I'm just hoping that this is something here where you're like, all right, I have this, now we have new shiny. Let's do that. So I'm not going to really speculate. I've been very happy with the Vault. You guys have been happy with the Vault because it's like, I know you were like, oh, I need this.
It's all access. Yeah,
I printed them up because that's the whole point of having a 3D printer. You need something and you print it up. Like I said, I needed bears. Boom, I printed some bears up. Oh, you know what? I ran out of 40 mil bases. Well, in about an hour, I have 140 mil bases that could whatever fits on the bed.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. Terrain, the Mantic terrain. Like I said, we have a ton of it. But if you don't have it, that's a nice thing to have. But what if you're a Vault member and it's only in My Mini Factory? Now, a few questions that I have is, and hopefully it'll be answered, is what's it like? Is it a monthly thing? Is it like piecemeal, it's like a la carte, or is it something that you back? I think it's going to be something where you back and then they're going to have a welcome pack. Because they said it's over 120 STLs in there. Are you just giving away all the stuff that I paid for this past, 12, 14 months? Or is it, the welcome pack going to be something totally different? I don't know. I'm speculating here, but I'm hoping the Vault stays true to it, and then the My Mini Factory is people who maybe don't want to do a monthly thing and they just want to kind of go a la carte. All right, or if you miss stuff in the vault, there's a way for you to catch up.
Right.
You know, that I get, but
right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really, you know.
We really don't know. We're kind of speculating. We don't.
Right.
Know.
But
it might be the best thing. It might be the best
right.
thing.
It could be terrible.
Yeah, it could be terrible. It could be awesome. You know, I mean, I'm not really in, you know, the 3D printer guys, so, you know, I can't really.
Yes and no, but you kind of are because you're directly affected with it because you wanted to play the goblin, so I had to do the goblin. So
right, but what I'm saying is that I'm not the 3D printer guy. I don't know how these things work, so I don't know if my mini factory is going to be like. Will it be like a subscription service? Will it just be like, oh, you want the Tercia Revolutions STLs? Okay, you have to pay $10 for it. Oh, if you want, you know.
I think there's a litmus test with this, and it'll be determined when more information comes out. The vault is about accessibility, and there's also like the issue of redundancy. Whatever changes they make, is it going to be? What's the accessibility as far as vault members go, and and as Coach mentioned, what's the redundancy? Like, what's already in there? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, again, the vault is great because it's accessible to everything, but if they're putting some things in the vault and some things on the site, and this is just speculation, like, we don't actually know. Like, for me, it's just like, you know, like, why are you doing that? But again, that's speculation. It's a direction they could go
Also,
in.
too, another thing is this. The vault is directly connected to the companion app.
Right.
Now, they come out with these strike teams. Do you have to get the companion app to do it? I wonder how that's going to be like
well, that would be even worse if now it's like, oh yeah, you don't need the companion app for the strike teams. Like, you know, you get the list with the My Mini Factory.
Right.
I don't think that would happen.
I don't think
that would happen either, but that would kind of stink.
But up here you have vault and companion on top too.
Right.
So I don't know, you know. We're trying to decipher things. You know, we like I said, we basically giving you all the information we got. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I don't know what the thing is and whatever. But you know, I would give you my opinion on it, but we don't have all the information. Basically, there's two questions I want to know: how much and how much. Is it going to be where I'm going to drop my vault membership and move over to my mini factory,
right?
Or do I, you know, keep the vault because my mini factory is not this? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not doing both. You're getting me for one. So which one is better? That's the thing. The vault really doesn't have any connection to the companion. If I drop the vault right now, I'd still have my companion app.
Right.
If I drop my companion app, I'll still have the vault.
Right.
Is it the same thing with my mini factory? Which one is going to be better? That's what I'm saying. And then, you know, but my thing is like, all right, you know what? My mini factory is better. I'll go with that. But now I'm going to get a welcome pack of all the stuff I already have. It's not worth it for me to do that. But I can see getting new people involved in it. I don't know if the vault's not selling or whatever, but everybody that I know in this circle and on our Discord that we have, you know, our influence over, and also every month I do the video, and every month I see brand new people coming in, you know, maybe they're new subscribers, which we appreciate, and they're saying, oh, Coach, you know, I like this, I don't like this, I like that, oh, this is great, what do you think of this? And it seems to be very popular. But I don't know brass tacks. I don't know if it's for them worth it.
We don't know how popular.
Right. All I know is that I like it a lot, and if they mess with the vault, that would be counterproductive. You know, because I know the guys that I know Deadzone on the podcast, Rob and Jack, all those guys, Lord Novus, Hobby Habit, Eon Storm, all those guys on the Discord. We do Beetle, all the guys on the Discord. You know, we're always talking about how good the vault is, and all we do is share pictures of like, look how this. Hey man, I printed this and something. Oh, that thing's a little too big. Bring it down to 92.
Right.
So it's a good thing. I would hate for them to have something good and screw it up for no good reason.
Right. Right.
But in the past, I've had a lot of concerns, and I got to give Ronnie Renton credit. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, as long as he doesn't mess up my Deadzone, then we're fine.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't care. You do whatever you want with the other games.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I just want worms.
Yeah.
I know. When are we getting some worms STLs? I want some worms.
I just want to make a big
worm
samurai STL of worms,
yeah.
you know, and then we could have our favorite worm or whatever, you know.
Are you excited for worms?
Yeah.
All right, so
I was not. I'll be honest with you, I was not. I was like, oh, it's cool. All right, we'll play it. But because you've been hyping it up so much, I'm like, you know, what do we?
I know how to play. I've read the rule book 8 times.
I know it wasn't intentional. It kind of just happened that way. But I was a little disappointed that they didn't have it at Adepticon whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I think that had to do with like human error, like not because like they were like, oh no, we're not like going to promote it. I think something happened.
I think you're wrong. I think it was vindictive because they knew Andrew really wanted it, and they said, they said leave it in the trunk, and I bet you when we said, where are you guys going? We're going to lunch. We'll see you tomorrow. Bring out worms and let's start demoing worms.
Well, at least the fine folks at the Mantic booth were able to flip around like the poster thing so we could get his picture.
Yeah, that was important.
Yeah, that was your participation.
That was really
that was a big contribution to the Mantic booth.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much everything about.
I just hope too. My concern is too. Like I already have all these guys. Most of these guys, I don't even have to print them. I already have them. I'll print extras because you can never have enough plague dogs. You can never have enough tack drones. Plague victims, as you know. Why not run 4 aberrations if you could? The rules. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to the Vector P because from what I hear, it's like I was told. I know I said it before. Make sure Andrew knows that he's going to love this list because it's like these guys are going crazy. So
yeah, so I mean, once these come up on the companion app or wherever, we'll obviously do a video talking about it. And you know, if you're a fan of like the 3D printing stuff, you know, Coach does his vault review every month, and talks about what's coming up in there, and then also whatever so far with every strike team we've done the videos. So for those.
And then also
we'll definitely do it on these.
And we do a comprehensive breakdown of the vault, of the guys that come out in the vault, and then we do a comprehensive breakdown of the rules of the new guys and what they're doing. Because what's happening is they're doing splats, and then they're doing command options where it's like you get to pick one of 4 and stuff. So it's something new to the game. I like the variety in the game, but I don't like it when you just change stuff for the sake of changing stuff for the sake of better. Command dice, when they came out, remember that was like on Deadzone, that was like incredible. That was huge. And then what I liked though, like you said, I know 2nd edition, we all know best edition, but one of the things they did come out with was if you have a command dice that you can't use, you do a reroll. Little things like that. Changes for the better is good. Changes for the sake of change is not good.
Yeah.
So
you got any?
I think we've covered everything, and we've done our fair bit of, I think,
speculation.
Honest, fair speculation. Might as well. That's the fun part. So,
and then once this stuff, I guess, my Mini Factory stuff comes out, we'll
let it
video
marinate a little bit, and then we'll maybe come back and touch on and see.
Right.
Maybe we should figure out how right.
That's what I was just going to say.
You're just going to say that, right? Maybe we should have a ticker to see how many speculations were right and wrong, and we could see how many things. I gave you the information we had, so I don't know. It's maybe like 10% of it. The rest is all just our speculation.
Right.
But I hope I have high hopes for this. I'm really hoping. I am optimistic.
Yeah.
But if it's not what we like, not good, or it is good, we're going to definitely give you our full opinion.
Right. But yeah, guys, so that is it for this video. Again, stay tuned for our stuff covering the vault and all that stuff in the future. Check out our link tree in the description. It has links to our social media pages, our podcast, our Discord server, and our Patreon. We want to thank our Patreon supporters and YouTube channel members for helping support the channel. We very much appreciate it. And also there's videos on the screen that you can check out that we have posted in the past. We got plenty of Deadzone videos that we've been putting out for about a decade now. So but yeah, that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next one.